Hello everyone, welcome to the Hypergamous Journey. This is story time, and I went to an affluent area of town to exchange the Soma bras that I bought. I showed you on my community post that they had bras, the ones that I wear that have removable straps and I can wear with my racerback dresses, 3 for $99. So I ordered the wrong color. I ordered a nude, like flesh tone, and so I really wanted black. So I went back to the nearest store, which is in an affluent area of town, Perimeter Mall, to exchange those bras for black. And I saw this very large Goodwill store, and I know when you go to Goodwill in certain areas, the selections are not that great, but this is an affluent area of town. So I said, well, let me stop in and see what they have, because I have subscribed to Aisha Gilchrist's channel, and she does thrifting, and she makes some gorgeous outfits with her thrifting. So I said, let me try thrifting. So I found this trench coat for what? $7.24. $7.24. And it's by Talbot. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, the quality is impeccable. So this is what it looks like, this coat. I'm not a fan of the buttons, but hey, the material is some kind of sateen fabric where it's water repellent and the water will just drip off. But this is a really nice coat, and I couldn't believe it. So, and it fit. This is a size 10. But this is what it looks like in the back. This is how I am wearing it. But this is what it looks like in the back. So it's your traditional trench coat. I really don't see people wearing trench coats in Georgia that much, on the Atlanta area. But definitely in New York, it was a thing for us. And trench coats, I remember it would be considered our all-weather coat, because some of them had linings that zipped out. In New York, you know, the weather is very unpredictable, cold one day, warm the next. So we had these trench coats, that's what we call them, or all-weather coats. So yeah, $7.24, I couldn't believe it. And just a brand name, Talbot, Talbot, apostrophe S, Talbots. So now I meant to bring my sunglasses. So this is the way I'm thinking about styling it, like lifting up the collar. And I think these earrings are too big, but basically wearing it like this with the collar turned up. Yes, this is the way it looks. $7.24. And it's hardly even been worn that much. I mean, you know, when you get a coat and the collar stays up like this, because this is a big collar, it hasn't been worn that much or cleaned that often. And so I have these little snaps right here. It buttons under here. It's just a really nice coat. $7.24. Yes, $7.24. So I want to tell you about the, so when I went to exchange the bras, I stopped at this Goodwill, got this coat for $7.24. And I decided, I was given a gift card when I retired. I was given a gift card to go to 4 different restaurants. It's like one gift card is applicable or can be used at 4 different restaurants. Longhorn, and whatever the other restaurants are on this Longhorn gift card. But Longhorn, and Olive Garden, and I can't remember the third one. And then the one that I selected was a place called Season 52. Season 52. I had been to all the others on the card, so I said, let me try this one. And they only have 2 locations, both of them in upscale, affluent areas. So I sat at the bar next to this black man. And I could have sat, like there were 2 empty seats next to him, but I chose to sit next to him. And I didn't say anything to him. When I sat down, he maneuvered the seat. You know, it's the bar stools. I don't like sitting at bar stools. They're just so high and awkward to get on and get off. But anyway, he maneuvered the stool so that I could, or the chair, bar chair. He maneuvered the chair so that I could sit on it. I thanked him. And somehow we started talking. So I thanked him, and oh, I know what it is. He said that he liked my haircut. So he said that he watched me walk, because I walked all around the bar, because when you walk in, all of the seats were taken by couples. So I walked all the way around to where there was 2 seats. And so there was him and another black man who was knee deep in his phone. So I didn't sit next to him, but I sat next to the other guy. And he complimented me on my hair. And then we started talking from there. Eventually, he asked for my telephone number. No, he offered his number for me to call him. And I said, it's okay, I'll give you my number. And he called and we talked today. So this was yesterday. And it wasn't a lot of, deep conversation. There were pauses in between questions that he would ask, I would answer, and then I would throw it back on him and you. So he asked me where I was from. I told him he sounded like he was from New York, but he said Connecticut, but he really had a strong New York accent. I don't know what the people in Connecticut sound like, but he must have spent a lot of time in New York City, because that's exactly what he sounds like. So he had been married before. He has 2 sons, 27 and 22. He's been in Atlanta area for 3 years, and he lives near that affluent area. He said he had retired in 2017 and moved to Georgia 3 years ago. So, he complimented me, you're pretty, and I was like, you're handsome. And then today he did a strange thing. He said to me, you're pretty. You're pretty. And he said, let me rephrase that, or something along the lines, you're attractive. So that was interesting to me. He downgraded me, quote, from pretty to attractive. I thought that was really weird. But I was like, okay. I said, what was my response to him when he said that? He said, oh, you're attractive. I don't know what I said to it. And I might not have said anything, because that's his opinion. So it doesn't matter what he thinks of me. He asked for my number and I gave it to him. Now, this man, he is handsome, he said, I've been told him handsome, I've been told him cute. So maybe he's on the cute side, but he's also not that tall. And, he was a little bit arrogant when I said that he was handsome. He said, I've heard it before, da, 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 da. So then he asked me, so what are you doing? You're dating, intentionally for a long-term commitment. What are you doing? Terms that men use when they watch YouTube. So I said, I'm dating for long-term. So then he asked me a question that I found very curious. He said, so, while you're dating, are you dating one man at a time, or are you dating multiple men? And so I hesitated and I thought, oh, I was like, okay, I've never had that question asked of me. So I told him the truth. I said, I'm dating multiple men. And he said, oh, okay. So after I thought about it, which I do, and I'm not really good at thinking on my feet. I never have been. I'm not good at thinking on my feet. So after I thought about it, I said, I probably should have just said, one at a time. But I also know this. What God has for me, he has for me. And no matter how I answer the question, which was truthfully, the man is for me. So I let that go. But I just thought the question was interesting. I'm telling you, I meet people and go on these dates. It's like an adventure. You just never know what you're going to get. Like Forrest Gump from whatever that movie is. Life is a bunch of chocolates. You never know which one you're going to get. And so that was an interesting question that he asked me. Are you dating one at a time or are you dating multiple? And so I'm thinking for a man to ask me that, he's wondering, like, do I need to spend a lot of time with her? Am I going to have to compete with other men with her? I'm not going to spend that much money on her. I don't know how men think about that, but I would imagine a woman, if I were in his shoes as a man and I'm asking a woman, does she date multiple people? And she says, yes, then maybe if that's not what you're really looking for, then you wouldn't, spend as much time or whatever. But I also know this too, that nothing is ever etched in stone, that things are never cut and dry and black and white like we would like them to be. And that I answered the question truthfully. The number one lesson I learned from my past relationship that recently broke up is don't date one man at a time. But the thing is, maybe you don't tell them because they don't tell you that they're dating more than you. And I know that man has more than one woman in his rotation. And so, being honest like that may not have been necessary because I don't even know him from a paint can, really. So anyway, if a man asks you if you're dating multiple or one at a time, just tell him one at a time. And he'll find out the truth later if he's even around, like 3 months later, which he probably won't be. And the guy that I'm talking to who called me today, I probably won't be talking to him in 30 days. I'll let you know. Talk to you later and see you in the next video. Don't forget, I have Affirmation Journals on Amazon. I am going to do a Facebook and a meetup group so we can meet in person and create community around women who are mature and are navigating this dating environment. And what else? Oh, if you want the free dating guide, email me at thehypergamousjourney@gmail.com and I will send it to you. Remember, it's free. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.